Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you tips for every single gun in Hyperscape. Also, turns out 83% of you guys are not subscribed, so come on, subscribe. Also, follow my Twitter, because my Twitter followers can watch my videos 30 minutes early. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Now, who could that be? Good day, and how may I help?
Alright guys, so we're going to start in order, just going along here, just like so. And I'm going to put timestamps down for each gun in the description. So for number one, we have the Mammoth. Now, this gun, this has a pretty simple trick that you wouldn't really expect. So let me just give you a quick demonstration here.
Boom.
78 damage.
Boom.
Right, let me just kill him real quick. So a headshot from this distance was 78 damage.
Boom.
98. Here's the tip. Do not go for headshots unless you are literally this close. Because if you are like right in their face, a headshot is an insta-kill. That's the only time you're going to want headshots. From back here, headshot 58, body shot 63. Body shots always do more damage unless you are point blank range. That's my tip for the Mammoth. Moving on to the Riot One. Alright, for the Riot One, we actually have two tips. First tip. Don't zoom in unless you are literally hard scoping, waiting for a person to run by. And not zooming in is just much more effective. You get more movability. It's better for fights, basically. So unless you are sitting on top of a tower, hard scoping, waiting for someone, basically if you're using this gun as a sniper, then you might as well zoom in. But if you are in a fight with this gun, you're gonna want to not zoom in. It just is way better like this. And the second tip, don't use this gun. Now, that's probably a little weird, but my tip is genuinely just don't use this gun unless you have god accuracy. Because this gun is so hard to use in like close range fights. The only time I would recommend picking up this gun is if you have like some sort of other like primary gun. This should only be your secondary gun unless you have god aim. Unless you only hit your shots. If you don't miss your shots, feel free, use this gun. This gun will probably be a laser. This gun will probably be perfect for you. But this gun is just not meant for people that can't hit every shot like me. Okay, so I just realized when I said every shot like me, that sounded like I hit every shot. I was meaning it as in the fact that I barely hit my shots with the Riot One. I absolutely suck with the Riot One. So, yeah, continue. If you can't hit every shot, just don't use it. Unless you're trying to use this as a sniper. That's my second tip. Alright guys, moving on to the D-tap. This is a very simple one. Just don't use it as long range. It's not good for long range. You lose your tracking. And pretty much the only thing you're going to want to use for this, the only time you're going to want to use this for long range is when someone is trying to get away from you, and say they use like slam, they're trying to get away. You simply track them, make sure you're aiming in, and just track them. You'll hit every shot, you'll laser them, and you'll be good. You'll probably even get the kill. Alright, that's my tip for the D-tap. Alright, moving on to the Skybreaker. This is a pretty obvious one, but a lot of people don't know this. That does 31 damage right there. Correct?
Remember me, motherfucker?
Let's see how much damage it does from back here. 64. Oh, would you look at that? My tip for the Skybreaker is go farther away. This thing is meant to be shot from a distance.
That's a lot of damage.
It does. But now, if I move closer, 40 damage, and if I move even closer, 24 damage. But that's because he was dying. Let's see the smallest it can get. Oh, I can't see it from that far. Hold on. 21 damage is the smallest it'll go. Max level. That's not very good. So, my tip for this is honestly, grab yourself slam. If you can. If you have slam. I love using slam with the Skybreaker. Slam up, zoom in, shoot, 64 damage, and you've already took down half their health.
Hey, yo,
Very
what
simple.
the fuck?
Skybreaker is very straightforward. Basically, all you really need to know for Skybreaker is it does more damage the farther you are. Of course, it caps out at, I think, 64. So yeah, it doesn't. Once you've capped out at 64, that's as far as you're gonna get. All right, next we have the Salvo. This one is interesting. Do not use this outside of buildings. This one is, you have to have god accuracy. to use this outside of buildings, because, for instance, you have to hit them dead on. Basically, how the salvo works is it will bounce off walls, but if you hit someone, it is an impact grenade, therefore making it very useful inside buildings. So if you can manage to hit your shots, you can absolutely laser people. So this thing, use it in buildings. I recommend this gun in buildings, because outside it's going to be a lot harder to hit impacts, and if you miss, it's just going to go flying off into who knows where. So you're not going to really be hitting your shots unless you're in a building. So yeah, that's my tip for the salvo. Next we have the Komodo. This one is pretty much the opposite of the salvo. I would honestly use this outside, because this one is just genuinely an impact grenade. Except with less ammo. This one is basically the salvo, just meant for outside. So if you're trying to fight people outside, I take the Komodo. But if you're trying to fight people inside, take the salvo. It has more rounds and it shoots faster. That's just my personal opinion. I think that would help you guys a lot. So if you're trying to use the Komodo inside, of course it will work, but it just works better outside, and the salvo works better inside. Alright, next we have the Protocol V. This one's pretty straightforward. Not very difficult to understand, but it is hit scan. So basically, your bullet will go exactly where you've shot it, except it has a little bit of travel time. So you're gonna have to compensate for some travel time. So if you're trying to hit enemies like really far away, you're just gonna want to make sure that you shoot maybe a little bit ahead. So say this person over here was moving this way, I'd probably shoot maybe here. Depends on how fast. You basically got to do some trigonometry in your head. I'm sorry, this gun is for experienced players, especially not myself. I suck with this gun. I never pick up this gun in a game. That's just my personal preference. But if you're good with snipers, then go for it. If you're good with hit scan, go for it. But one tip I have to learning with this gun is come into this course back here and basically do a random combination of moves and just try to hit like someone. Just like jump around, know where your target is, and just try to like basically just try to trick shot him. And it will improve your aim, obviously. But this gun is very hard to use. I recommend this to people like who already know how to use hit scan, who have practice with hit scan from like Halo and stuff. But other than that, I just don't really recommend that gun to beginners, including myself, even though I wouldn't say I'm a beginner. I'm just not good with that gun. Next, we have the Dragonfly. This gun, it's not meant to be used like an AR, okay? It's not meant to be the Ripper, okay? Do not use it like the Ripper. The Ripper, you know, it's an AR. You just gotta go in close and personal. I'll get more into that later. But the Dragonfly is meant to be more like the sniper. It's basically just a semi-auto sniper. Just use it from farther away and it'll be a laser. That's pretty much my only tip for this gun. You might want to aim a little bit down because of the recoil. If you're shooting fast, aim a tiny bit down so you can keep hitting them. For instance, look, if I spam my button right now towards his head, I won't hit any more shots. But if I keep it down there, I'll hit more of my shots. Now, moving on to the Hexfire. Now this gun is an absolute beast. This gun has a 270 round mag at full level, and my honest tip for this gun, just spray and pray. Zoom in whenever you feel you have to, and I mean, this gun is meant to be used probably in just a close range fight, or maybe even long range. And you just want to, the purpose for this gun is basically, you've got so many bullets, you might as well just hold down the button forever. So basically all you want to do is just absolutely jump around and just spam your mouse button around. If you have this gun, you just gotta jump around, be crazy, be literally an acrobat, do whatever the hell you want to do, and you'll probably get the kill. Okay, my tip for the Harpy is, do not zoom in unless you are far away. So say I'm like all the way back here. Then you're going to want to zoom in. Then it's good. It's great. It's great for zooming in. But when you're in a close quarters fight, look how small the crosshair is. look, the bullet spread is not that large if you're zooming in. And it's actually kind of good that the bullet spread is large, so you have a higher chance of hitting people in close range. So my tips to practice with the Harpy is basically just come in here and just practice jumping around and tracking people. Just tracking these little bots. Just jump around, move your mouse around, and just try hitting your targets. That's pretty much it. And when you're farther away, try to just zoom in and get more shots with that. Alright guys, here's my tips for the Ripper. The Ripper is meant more for long range and zooming in. So basically, the exact opposite of the Harpy. When you're close range, obviously I wouldn't recommend zooming in, because you're probably going to end up hitting more shots when you aren't zoomed in. But you shouldn't really find yourself in many situations close range with the Ripper. And if you do, I'd recommend having some sort of secondary, maybe like the Mammoth or something, I don't know. The Ripper is meant for more long range. You can just come back here and just absolutely laser people. That's pretty much what it's meant for. I'm not really a big fan of the Ripper. I'd rather have the Harpy, but it's honestly personal preference. And just my tip is just use this more for long range and zoom in. So yeah. Alright guys, that's it for this video, but like and subscribe for a hack tutorial, because I could totally do that if you guys wanted. So yeah, follow my Twitter for 30 minutes early on the videos. Bye!